Hello, everyone, and welcome to ShipStation. You're joining us for the Getting Started webinar today. We're so glad you're here. We're going to go over the basics as far as how ShipStation works, how to set up your account, and how to get creating labels right when you hop into ShipStation. So we're really excited today to show you guys basically how to go from zero to ship, how to start from the ground up, and get your business integrated with ShipStation, so that you can start creating labels fast and efficiently, and ideally save you time and money with your business. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to talk about, we're just going to lay down some ground rules on how ShipStation works. So you may be joining us today wondering what ShipStation is. So ShipStation is an online software that helps you manage your orders and create labels for those orders. So that's our bread and butter. But I'll go through the four main steps that I consider the everyday workflow for ShipStation. So the first step is that we import orders. So we can connect with your selling channels online, for example, marketplaces like Amazon or eBay, or we'll connect with your shopping carts like Shopify or BigCommerce. And then what we'll do is any orders placed on those sites, we'll import all into ShipStation. So we kind of become the central hub where all of your orders live, and where you can manage them and where you can create labels for them. So that's the second step, is you can manage your orders. Now, I could really go off on this. There's inventory management solutions, there's customer management solutions, there's the obvious, just managing your orders. There's a lot that goes on within ShipStation that you can do even before you create a label. So definitely look into that, and we'll explore some of that as we go along. The third step is our signature step in the whole workflow, is creating labels. So all of the orders have imported into ShipStation. You've managed them, you've processed them, you've set shipping configurations on how you want them for those orders, and now it's time to create labels. So you can create shipping labels, you can create international shipping labels, all of that. You can automate those processes. We don't go too much into that in the Getting Started webinar, but definitely in our Efficient Shipper webinar, we explore more of those topics as far as how to automate. And that leads us into our fourth and final step, which is automating updates. So this kind of houses the whole back end of after you create a label. So we automatically send out emails to your customers, letting them know that their orders have shipped. We can create branded tracking pages. So when your customer clicks the tracking number in their email, they go to a beautiful branded page that doesn't necessarily relate with any carrier. It actually reflects your brand and not ShipStation's brand, and so they're able to click on to view where their package is at, but then they also see like social media links and return policies and all that good stuff. So again, we talk about that in Efficient Shipper, so be sure and watch a pre-recorded version or register for the next upcoming Efficient Shipper webinar if you haven't already, if you're interested in all the things that you can do within ShipStation just besides the basics. So that's essentially what ShipStation does, and I know that's a very high-level overview, but we import orders, you process them, you create labels, and then we help you automate updates when you create those labels. So that is ShipStation in a nutshell. For anybody who may be joining us today that maybe came in thinking that we're a fulfillment provider, we are a online shipping software. So we help you create labels. We don't take any product or manage any physical product. We help you logistically with our software, help you create those labels. So hope that clears up anything that there may have been any confusion about. So let's go ahead and get started with our setup process. So the 5 main things that we're going to be talking about today is account setup. So we'll go through the basic steps on what you need in order to get started and in order to create labels in ShipStation. We'll show you all the different ways you can import orders. We'll show you how to process and ship your orders. We'll go over tracking your shipments. It's kind of high level. It's basically how to not just track your shipments, but how to create return labels, how to void labels, how to reprint labels, how to create end of day forms, and how to request pickups. And then the last thing that we'll talk about is our support team here at ShipStation and how to get support, and also how to investigate on your own with our support center and our knowledge base articles. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to account setup. So if you're just getting started with ShipStation, we generally offer a really nice welcome onboarding page that shows you at least the top 3 main steps to set up your account. So the first one would be to connect your selling channels. So if you have marketplaces or shopping carts, you definitely want to get those connected right away to ShipStation so you can start importing all of your orders. The second step would be to add your shipping carriers. So maybe you're just now starting out and you don't have any shipping carrier accounts. That's okay. We actually offer a USPS account through Stamps for free with any ShipStation account that you start. So even if you're on trial, you'll get a USPS account. You just got to complete the setup for that. But you can add, as many carriers as you like, or as many that you want to start or that you currently have. So whether it be FedEx, UPS, DHL, etc. The third step would just be setting your label format. So if you have a thermal label printer or a desktop printer, you just want to specify that in ShipStation so that we generate the label according to that format, so you won't have any issues when you go to actually print out your label. The fourth and final step would be to add your ship from location. So a ship from location is an origin address paired with a return address. So the origin address would be where you're generating your shipping rates from, and then the return address is the actual typed address that ends up on your label. So it can be different or it can be the same depending on how you have your business set up. So let's go ahead and hop into ShipStation. We're going to hop into this account. It's pretty much this account is pretty much set up. However, we're going to take you through the basic account setup steps. So again, if you've just started a trial recently, you'll have a welcome page that you can do all these account setup steps on. But what this webinar is intended for is either a refresher or a getting started from behind the scenes. So not just using a welcome page to go step by step, but I'm actually going to show you where to go within your account settings to add a selling channel, add a carrier, so that whenever you want to do that again and you don't have the welcome page, you can always go back to your account settings and know exactly where to go. So to head to your account settings, you're going to click on the gear in the top right. And you'll see that we have several options here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way to the left and go to Selling Channels, and then I'll click on Store Setup. So this is where we're going to add a selling channel. You can see on this account that I have my BigCommerce app installed, but I'm going to show you whether you're adding one from the very beginning or you're adding a new one after you've already started. You just click on Connect a Store or Marketplace. And then here on this pop-up window, you'll see all the different selling channel options that you can integrate with ShipStation. So for example, if you wanted to add your Shopify store, you'd click there. And then for the steps for Shopify, you just enter your domain that you have set up with Shopify, and then you would click Connect. So I'll take us back. Right now I'm hooked up with BigCommerce. BigCommerce is a little different, as you can see. The first step is to log into your BigCommerce admin account and then connect ShipStation through their app marketplace. So it's a little different than with Shopify. With Shopify, you can do it from this modal. With BigCommerce, you just have to go through their backend. So it can vary depending on the selling channel that you're wanting to set up. But definitely, if you have any questions about a particular selling channel that you want to integrate with ShipStation, go to help.shipstation.com and just search for that selling channel. All right, cool. So once you have added your selling channel, you'll see it here on this list as you see BigCommerce. More than likely, if it's a brand new integration, you just added it. If I click edit here, this would be the first screen that you see. So it wants you to give it a name. So this would be, what we call it in ShipStation. This won't be customer facing or anything like that. So don't worry about that. There's also several different tabs at the top. So there's branding. So you want to set all this information up because this will be pulled to your packing slips, your emails, and your branded tracking page. So important stuff to set up. Definitely set aside time. It's a little redundant, because you probably already set this up in your shopping cart or marketplace, but you definitely want this information to live here in ShipStation as well, and take advantage of all the features that we can offer with that pre-filled information. The other tabs include the tracking page, so you can set up your branded tracking page. We won't talk about that today, but we do talk about that in the Efficient Shipper webinar. There's also notifications, so this is where you'll set up your email template per store. So if you want to use a separate template for different stores, you can set that here. You can also set notification rules. The email doesn't have to go out immediately after the shipping label is created. You can actually set different conditions for when that email goes out, so you can do that here. Similar thing for packing slips. You can set your packing slip template and so on. So definitely dive into all these tabs, and once you have set the basic information, go ahead and click Save Changes here at the bottom. Once it's saved, you can go back to View All Stores, and you'll see it, your integration there. All right, so going back to the slide, the next step that we're going to be talking about is shipping carriers. So how do you add your shipping carrier? Or if you don't have a shipping carrier, if you're just getting started with e-commerce, how do you get an account set up with a shipping carrier? So again, ShipStation's not a shipping carrier or provider. We don't ship out any physical product, but what we do is we connect with your carriers and fulfillment providers. So if you go over here to shipping, and this is still under the account settings, and then go to carriers and fulfillment, you can see here that we have our USPS account set up under shipping providers. But let's say you either want to start from scratch or add a UPS or FedEx account. You click here on Add a Provider Account. Now obviously this list right here will vary depending on where you're coming from. So if you're one of our international clients, if you're not a US based client, you may see a different selection here. But if you are in the US, this should be what you see on your end. So you can either add a USPS, a FedEx, UPS account, all from here, and so on. So we do offer several options, including fulfillment providers like Amazon FBA, so that you can continue to use services like FBA, but then manage all of your orders in one place, as in ShipStation. So we make it really convenient to continue to do what you're doing as far as using outside fulfillment, but you can still see those orders alongside the orders that you're fulfilling yourself. So, and we make sure that they don't cross paths, so you're not going to be accidentally shipping out orders that are automatically being fulfilled, so no worries about that. But we just want to make sure that you are able to keep track and get the metrics and analytics for all orders. So really cool stuff there. So let's say that we're going to add another USPS account. I'll just click there, and then I'll click Connect. So you can see here, you can either set up a new Stamps.com account. I already have one set up, so it doesn't give me that option. Or in this case, you can say I already have a Stamps.com account. And in that case, you would enter your Stamps.com username and password. And then in this case, since I would have two after adding this one, just add an account nickname so you can differentiate between the two. So again, if you don't know about this current offer, with any ShipStation account, you can get a Stamps Pro Plan account, which is normally a $15.99 subscription per month. You get that for free with any ShipStation account. So that includes anywhere from starter to enterprise. You have access to some of the best discounted USPS rates out there. So if you haven't started your Stamps.com account yet with us, definitely get that set up, and then you will be able to start creating labels from the USPS as soon as you do that. Cool. So this is basically where you'd set that up, and you would follow the steps to integrate it. Once you have it set up, or you have started a new account and have that set up, you'll see it here under shipping providers. With USPS through Stamps, you have to have a prepaid balance. So for that, you would see the balance here. If you had UPS or FedEx connected, you would not see a balance, since those are postpaid. So you wouldn't have to worry about purchasing postage ahead of time for those guys. So that's just kind of the basic difference between the two within ShipStation. All right. Third step is setting a label format. So it's a very simple step. Just go back to your account settings, and this time we're going to go to printing and printing setup. Then we're going to go under the options column and click on document options for labels. Click on that. And you can see here right now we're currently set at 8.5 by 11 with packing slips. You can see in this animation here that it will print out a label and a packing slip on one piece of paper. But let's say I want to set it to my new Dymo 4XL printer. So I'm going to click 4x6 and I'm just going to do label for this guy for now. You don't necessarily have to worry about any of this for now. You will learn more about that in the Efficient Shipper webinar. But once you set your shipping label format, go ahead and click Save Changes. And then you should see that option reflected under Document Format. You can set different document options for other document types. Feel free to explore that. But for now, in this webinar, we're just going to go over labels. All right, the fourth and final step is adding a ship from location. So this will complete our account setup. So we're going to head over back to shipping and then go to ship from locations. So you can see I already have a ship from location here, but let's say you're adding a brand new one or you're adding a second one. You can have multiple ship from locations. Just click here, give it a name. Again, that won't end up on the label or anything. That's just helping you differentiate where it's at. So let's say this is my webinar warehouse. And you would give it a name, company name, street address, all that good stuff. Once you're ready, click Save Changes. And then you'll see it appear just like you see here. If you ever need to go back and make changes or you want to rename it, just click Edit and you'll be able to edit that information from here. And then just be sure and save changes. Okay, great. So that's the 4 main steps. So essentially you could start creating labels right now, assuming that you have orders to start creating labels for. So let's go ahead and move on to the next step. Importing your orders. So let's get those orders into ShipStation. There's 3 main ways that I want to go over that you can get orders into ShipStation. So one is a store update. So you've integrated your store or marketplace and you just want to use the integration to pull in those orders. Great. That's exactly what we want you to do, assuming that there's that capability there. Second option is uploading a CSV file. So maybe you do manual orders in a POS system or some sort of outside integration that doesn't necessarily pair up with ShipStation, at least at the moment. So you have all of them in a CSV file. Well, you can upload that CSV file into ShipStation and create brand new order records in ShipStation and process them and create labels for them just like you would a store update order. Third option is just creating a manual order from scratch. So let's go ahead and look at these 3 options within ShipStation. I'm going to go to the orders page up here. All right, so it says we have no orders awaiting shipment. So let's change that. So again, the first option is I want to bring in orders from a store update. To update a store, you go up here to the top right, that little update button. There's an update all stores button, or there's an individual update button. You can obviously choose between the 2. Generally, if I have just one, update all stores is fine. If I also don't mind updating all stores and I have multiple selling channels, that's fine too. So I'm just going to go ahead and click update all stores. We'll give it a second. And new orders imported. So click here to view your open orders. So I'm going to click that. It'll refresh the page internally real quick, and then bam, you see the 3 new orders from my BigCommerce app. So these orders were placed online on my BigCommerce store and they've now imported into ShipStation. So as a side note, the process that I just did of having to manually click to pull in store update, you can automate that process within ShipStation. I'm going to touch on that real quick because it's a really, really valuable feature. So I'm going to go to account settings in the top right, go to selling channels, store setup. I'm going to click edit on my BigCommerce app or whatever selling channel that you have integrated with us. And then I'm going to click this option right here that says allow the store to auto update periodically. So as orders are placed on your online store, it's not going to automatically pull them right away, but we do auto update periodically so that you don't have to worry about constantly clicking update to make sure that, within the past 2 hours that, orders have been imported. So it's a great option. I'm gonna go ahead and save changes. And then now going forward, at least every 2 hours or so, ShipStation is just gonna automatically ping my BigCommerce app and see if there's any new orders. So really great feature. I'll head back to orders so we can start investigating the other ways to import orders. So we've done a store update. The next thing I want to show you is how to import a CSV file. So go to other actions here on the orders page. Now you're going to click import orders. So you can see here there's a little button to select a file. So click that. And then you're going to locate your CSV file. So I have this little CSV file right here with all my orders on it. I'll click open. And you can see here what's going on here, import to store, and it's blank. So this brings up a good point. If all you have is a store integration, you can't actually import CSV orders into that store integration. So I need to exit out of here and go create a ShipStation manual store. With those stores, I can import CSV files. So I'll go back to account settings, back to selling channels, store setup. Now I'm going to click connect to store marketplace just like I did earlier, except this time, and I'll go there quickly by typing in ShipStation. Now I'm creating a new manual store. So this looks good to me. I'm going to click connect and save changes. And if I view all stores, I have a new manual store. Now I'm going to head back to orders, and I'll show you what the difference is going to look like now when I try to import that CSV file. Other actions, import orders, new manual store now pulls up. So I'm going to select that file again, CSV orders, great. All this looks good. Upload and continue. Now on this page, what you have to do is you have to say, okay, I have different columns in my CSV file, and ShipStation has fields. So I need to map what columns of information I have to the appropriate fields in ShipStation. So for example, our field in ShipStation is order number. I'm going to click on your field, and I'm going to select order number. Awesome. So obviously there is a lot of information that you can map out. You do not have to map all that information. What I would recommend is map all the necessary information for you. So in my opinion, that would be the order number, because that's required regardless to create a order record. But then what I would do is I would definitely do the buyer information. So buyer first name, buyer last name. Let's see, buyer username is what I call my email, buyer phone, and I'll do buyer username again. It's just the same thing. And then I can do recipient first name. I'll try and go through these as quickly as possible, but you're getting the idea, right? That I'm taking the columns that I have, the columns of data that I have in my CSV file, and just mapping them up with the fields that ShipStation can pull in. So I'm going to go ahead and go to, let's see, address line 1, address line 2, city, state. Let's see, where's my postal code? May not have one. All right. Country code. All right, I'll just go ahead and put this guy in there. Oh, I do have a postal code. All right, so that's definitely a great example of just pay attention to what information you're getting, whenever you're creating the CSV file, and then you can always change how you map them in ShipStation, but you definitely want to try and get it right the first time. That way you don't have to try and re-upload to make those changes or anything like that. I'm not going to worry about the item information. So you can see here at the bottom it says save import mapping. So if you use, say for example, the same CSV file for all your orders every single time, and you want ShipStation to remember this mapping that we just laid out, definitely give it a name. down here. So for example, CSV import. Okay, my 2 orders were imported into ShipStation. I'm going to give this page a quick refresh, and then I will see them. Awesome, so I have my 2 manual store orders ready to go. The third way that you can create a order is by creating a new manual order. And again, you will need a manual store to create a manual order as well. So you don't need a manual store if all you're doing is importing orders from your store integrations, but if you want to do CSV or manual orders, you will need a manual store setup. So this is where you'll enter your order information. I'm going to go ahead and skip that for now, but you can basically enter it as you would, for recipient name, address, email, all that good stuff. You can also add your order line items to keep track of the product that was ordered. And then once you're ready, you can either save the order or click Save and Ship, which just means it will take all this information and then take you to the pop-up to start creating a label for it. All right, so those are the 3 main ways to get your orders into ShipStation. So let's go ahead and move on. Now that we have our orders in ShipStation, now we want to ship them. So let's process our orders, create labels, and then we'll also talk about creating labels in batches. So let's go back to ShipStation. So to process your order, you can process it from the right-hand sidebar. You can see here, I can toggle the sidebar on and off. And if I click on an order, I'll see the order information here on the right. The other option is that you can double click on the order or click on the order number, and you can process the order from this pop-up modal. So it's definitely more detailed. You'll see way more information for that particular order. So it's up to you whether you want to process an order from this view or from the sidebar view. So I'll show you right here. Under shipping info, you will set weight, service, package, and size if you need to, and you can set confirmation and insurance. So a lot of this information we'll talk about in the Efficient Shipper webinar you can automate. For now, we're just showing you how to manually process it so you can understand, the backbone of what's going on here. So for service, I can choose priority, but or anything from here, but I'm going to choose first class for this example. I'm not going to set a size. Package is fine. I'm using my own packaging. Let's add a little bit on the weight. Let's say it's 4 ounces. You'll see that ShipStation, every time I make an update, whether it be on the service, package type, or weight, it's going to update the rate here at the bottom. It even gives me a delivery time estimate based upon what the carrier is telling us. So it looks like I'm good to go. I have my rate. That's generally the sign that means I'm ready to create a shipping label. So I'll go down here and click Create Label. So see, it pops up this window. It says, hey, this is your balance in your Stamps account. And here on the left, if you want to make any last minute changes, go ahead and do so. In this case, I think I'm good to go to just go ahead and create the label. So I click Create Label, it generates the label, and then bam, so it's ready to print. So as you can see, it popped up in preview mode here in my account because I have it automatically set to print in preview mode. However, you can make adjustments to where it will either automatically print out of your printer or automatically save as a PDF file, or do what it did here where it's automatically as a preview. Okay, great. So I've created my first label. You see how easy that was to set up in ShipStation as far as processing and creating a label. So what can we do from here? Well, there's automations and presets and all that good stuff. We're not going to talk about that today, but definitely, if you feel like investigating that on your own, you can go to help.shipstation.com and search through our automation topics, our presets, our mappings, all of that good stuff that will help you save time. But what we're going to talk about today is how to create labels in batches. So I'm going to exit out of here. So you can see I have 4 orders left. A really incredible thing about ShipStation is label batches. So you can create multiple labels at once. So for this example, I'm going to show you that I can select all of these orders. Let's say all of these orders were for the same product. I know that's overgeneralizing the situation, but let's use that as our example for now. So in that case, I'll say the shipping configuration, I'll set it to first class mail, package as package, confirmation. For this one, no confirmation. Now what I'm doing here is I'm setting a bulk update. So whenever I update these orders, this information will be applied to all of these orders at once. It's not going to create a label just yet until I click create label. Okay, for the weight, you can also override that. So let's say all of these orders are the same packaging, the same product, they all weigh the same. So I'm going to say they all weigh 6 ounces. Great. Now I'm going to click update selected orders. This is going to apply first class mail, package, and 6 ounces to all of these orders. So you can see here in the rate column, they all have a rate now, which again is usually the universal sign that you're ready to create your labels. There's 2 ways that you can create label batches, okay? So you can either from here click create labels, and you can do this also without doing any form of a bulk update. So let's say I didn't do any bulk update, but these orders were ready to go as far as they had a rate. I can just select them and click create label here, and it'll create a batch. The other option is you can go down here to the bottom left and click create a new batch. Okay, so I click that and I have a batch. Great. Did that do anything? Not really. I have a batch here. But if I go back to orders and let's say I had clicked create batch and I still had these guys selected, on that new batch, I can click that plus sign. And now all 4 of those orders live within this batch. See, I clicked here, and since I have a different batch view, I'm seeing different information. But I have all 4 of those same orders within my batch. So what I can do if I'm ready to create labels for that batch, I'll go up here to process batch. And this is a similar function to if I had just clicked create label from the get-go. So I'm going to go ahead and click process batch. You'll see it's processing. I've only got 4 labels, so it should be pretty quick. It's going to give me that same option to add funds or set a ship date. I'm good. I'm going to click create label. And we're processing. And boom, 4 labels have succeeded. That's great information. So I have all this here. Where do I click? What do I need to do? Well, I know first I want to print out my labels. So I'm going to click labels. You'll see here that all 4 shipping labels have been generated, and you can either print from here, or if you already have a default printing option, after clicking that labels button, it would have already printed for you. If you want, you can also print out the individual packing slips for all of these orders. I'll go ahead and show you in preview for this one as well. So you can see here I have all 4 packing slips. I can print those out. And there's other document options such as order summary, pick list, all that good stuff that you can print straight from here just specifically for that batch. So you can see how easy it is to take multiple orders and process them all at once. Now, you may think, well, you only did 4 orders. Well, ShipStation can handle hundreds, if not thousands. So, if you want to create big batches, I have seen on the regular a batch of 500. And so, whether it's the same product or you just want to create all the labels at once, it's very incredible, just how many orders can be processed at once and get those labels printed out in a very, very short amount of time. So if you're currently in a shipping software or you're in ShipStation for that matter, and you're processing orders one at a time, that's great, but look into automations, look into presets, look into bulk updating, like I showed you earlier, where you can edit a mass quantity of orders all at once and apply the same shipping methods and weight and all that good stuff. Look into all that, but then look into this batch shipping, because whether or not you're shipping all the same product within that batch, what you can do is have automations and presets to where your orders are pretty much already processed. You log into ShipStation, you select all your orders and click create labels, and it creates one big batch, and there you go, you're ready for the rest of the day. You have all your labels printed out. It saves you a lot of time. All right, let's move on to the next step. So now we're talking about tracking shipments. So we have we have quite a few things that we want to talk about here. So we're going to talk about tracking. We're going to talk about reprinting labels and documents, talking about voiding a label, creating return labels, creating an end of day form or a scan form, and creating a request for a pickup with USPS. So let's get started. All right, so once you have created all of your labels, whether it be individual or in a batch, you're going to go to shipments here at the top. And now I see all 5 orders that I have recently shipped out. So if you want to track the notifications, you can click here on any of these icons, and you'll see the shipping label has been generated, the tracking data has been transmitted, so that means that we have sent that information off to your marketplace or store. So for example, my BigCommerce store will now have the tracking data. The other 2 is a shipment email and a delivery email. So if you have your ShipStation account set up to send out a shipment email or delivery email, those can be tracked here as well. Now over here in the tracking column, you have your tracking number. Now if I click on this, it's not going to go anywhere because these are all test orders. But if you click on that, you'll be able to track your shipment from the carrier website, and they'll give you live updates. You can also hover over this icon here, and it will actually pull the most recent update that we have and let you know the status of the tracking for that particular order. The next thing is, let's say maybe your printer jammed or you just need to reprint a label or a packing slip or whatever. Have your order selected or multiple orders, and then you'll click print, and then you can select whether to reprint labels, packing slips, etc. So again, this is not regenerating any labels. This is just going to reprint a label that has already been generated. So you're not getting charged. This isn't going to cost you anything. It's just reprinting a label that already exists. Okay, I'm going to exit out of there. Let's say you made a mistake on the shipping information, like maybe a wrong address, maybe the wrong service, the wrong weight, and you've caught it before you've shipped it out. In that case, you'll select the order like we did here and click Void Shipments. So you're just going to submit the request by hitting Next. And it says request for refund submitted. This label has been voided. Great. So generally, if you try and void a label with stamps or USPS for that matter, within a short amount of time, generally it will be voided. Voiding is not going to cancel or halt a shipment in mid mail stream, but you can void it before you ship it. So again, that's how you use voiding shipments. You don't use it to cancel shipments halfway through the mail stream, but you can cancel out the label before you actually ship it and get it scanned in and all that good stuff. If you want to create a return label, you'll select an order and then click Create Return. So as you can see, this is a cool new return interface if you're a veteran user of ours. We've basically made it more advanced. We're going to give you more analytics when it comes to your returns. So we'll let you know, maybe why things are being returned, and you can organize your data based on that. But basically, once this pulls up, you'll set the shipping info. You can apply a different service than the one that you originally used if you'd like. And then you have the options to either email the label as an attachment to your customer, or you can download the label yourself and print it out. So generally we want to email the label to the customer so they can print it out and return it themselves. But maybe, depending on the situation, you need to print it out right away. So you just click authorize and email, or authorize and download. So for this one, I'll authorize and download. I don't have a weight, so let me add a weight. Authorize and download. And then you can see here at the bottom that my label has downloaded as a PDF that I can print out. Okay, great. And if I ever need to re-download it, I can just go back here and click Download Return Label. All right, the next step is to create an end of day form. So if you don't know what an end of day form is, it will help your USPS driver or pickup person tremendously if you create what's called a scan form. So a scan form will consolidate all of your shipments for that day with USPS onto one easy to scan barcode. You can actually create this in our mobile app as well. So if you want to go paperless, definitely find us in your phone's app marketplace, whether that be iOS or Android, and download ShipStation Mobile. And you can create these and go paperless with that. For here, I'll show you how to create one within the desktop app. So you'll click Close Shipments for today. Okay, got my 4 shipments. I'm going to click Close All. And then I'll click Print Form. And I'll preview it. And you can see it has an itemized list of all the different types of mail and its volume, and then one easy to scan form at the bottom. This will save a lot of time for you or for your pickup driver, whether you're dropping off shipments or getting them picked up. Either way, this is super useful. So definitely check out the end of day scan forms in ShipStation. And again, you can generate that in your mobile app so that when you're when someone comes by for a pickup, you can just pull out your mobile phone and give them the barcode, and they can scan that and then be on their merry way. Next step is, let's say we want to request a pickup. So I'll click Pickup here on the left. And I'll add, let's say I have 2 first-class shipments that I want to go out today. They have a total weight of 4. Okay, great. So if I had any shipments that were scheduled for tomorrow, the next business day, all of this information would pre-populate. So it would already know the weight, it would already know the number of pieces of mail. But since the labels I created for today can't go out tomorrow, they're going to basically ship out later today. It didn't preload that into here. So just keep that in mind. If you create labels after your cutoff time, then it will preload, if you want to go create a pickup. The reason why it does this is because USPS can only allow you to request a pickup before 2 a.m. that same day. So generally, if you're not working past 2 a.m. when you schedule a pickup, then it will be for the next business day. So keep that in mind. You can't expect a pickup the same day that you request it unless you did it before 2 a.m. So anywhere between midnight and 2 a.m. I guess would be relevant. So just set a pickup location, and then you'll click Request Pickup here at the bottom. You'll want to be sure that you have a last name and a company. So let's say ShipStation. Great. And then you'll click Request Pickup here at the bottom. All right, and it says there has already been a scheduled pickup. So it looks like I'm good to go. I guess someone else on my account was able to successfully request a pickup, which is great. For this example, I'll show you, you can cancel a request. Just click there, and then you can always reset it if you need to reschedule. All right, let's move on. So finally, we're going to talk about how to get support. So ShipStation support is some of the best support that you can get out there, especially for e-commerce. So our support team currently offers live chat and email and support ticket support for most plan levels. Currently, silver and above can get live chat support. Now, if you're a brand new trial, definitely take advantage of the resource that you have with your account manager. So you can request a phone call, you can schedule a phone call, you can send them emails, you can chat with them, and they will help you get started from the ground up. So if you've taken information from this webinar today and you still have questions, they are a great resource to reach out to when you're getting started. Once you're a subscriber with ShipStation, you'll be in contact with our support team for any questions or help that you may need, or if you see something not working as intended, you'll be reaching out to the support team. Now that in that respect, you would be able to access them in-app or from our support center. So I'll show you real quick in ShipStation where you can access our support team. You hover up here to the question mark button, And either if you're on trial, you can contact your account manager, or you can chat with support, or go to the support center or your support cases. So again, you can access support in-app from that little help button in the top right next to your profile picture. If you want to access the support center while you're out of app or in-app, doesn't matter, you can go to help.shipstation.com. Here you'll be able to search all of our knowledge base articles. You can create a support ticket, which will be an email communication with our support team if you have an issue. You can also access our videos, webinars, and support forums. So if you want to watch some of our videos, we have some great videos on how to get started and how to do workflow and how to set different account settings like automations and presets and all that good stuff. So definitely investigate there if you have any questions on how to go further from here. And then, like I said, you can also register for webinars from there as well, and get in contact with our product team as well as the ShipStation. You can get in contact with our product team as well as the ShipStation community at the support forums at help.shipstation.com as well. So definitely check that out as a support resource. So I'll go ahead and go there and show you what it looks like. If I click on the help icon and click support center, you'll see here that I can either search or go to the blog, videos, product feedback, webinars, forum, or check out all these categories of articles, or submit a ticket here at the bottom. If you also have questions about when we have support, as far as days and hours, you can check that here as well at help.shipstation.com. All right, so those are all the different ways that you can get support and help with ShipStation. We are here to help you. We're here to help you get started. We definitely want to save you time and money. So if you're just getting started, have a conversation or shoot an email to your account manager if you have any preliminary questions, and they will be more than happy to help you get started. All right, thank you guys so much for attending the Getting Started webinar today. I really appreciate your time to learn and to explore what all ShipStation has to offer, and to get a glimpse into the amount of time and money that you can save just by starting a free trial and just getting the basics set up. So you can see how to import your orders, how to process your orders, creating labels, and then managing your shipments. It's all very simple. We make it as straightforward as possible within ShipStation.